Creative Carnivores here. Tonight, with a little help from my mother, I will be preparing a beef round bottom roast with veggies. Some people prefer this to be cooked in a crock pot because the meat tends to be more tender and juicy, but tonight we will be preparing it in the oven. The ingredients you will need are round bottom roast, celery, carrots, yellow onions, potatoes, 1 can of beefy mushroom soup, fresh cloves of garlic, flour, butter, salt, and pepper. The first thing to do is preheat the oven to 325 degrees. Then you should heat the pan you will be cooking the meat in on the stove and add some butter. While the butter is heating, mix some flour, pepper, and salt in a large container and cover the entire outside of the meat with the mixture. Once the butter is melted, you will need to sear the meat, which means to brown all of the edges. This helps to keep some of the flavor inside of the meat while it is slowly cooked in the oven. While the meat is searing, you can clean your potatoes. We bought the miniature potatoes so we didn't have to cut bigger ones. You can choose whatever you want. The trick is to cut all of the vegetables the same size so they all cook evenly. Cut the veggies you have and have them ready to add to the cooking pan. Take the meat out of the pan and add your onions, about a handful of fresh garlic cloves and celery. You should sauté these and then add your can of beefy mushroom soup. After you have done this, place the roast back into the pan and pour about 3 cups of water over top. Place the lid on top of your pan and then put it into the oven. Cook for about 20 minutes and then add your carrots and potatoes. You will know your roast is done once the meat is browned through and the gravy is bubbling. After the roast is done cooking for about an hour per pound, so we had a 3-pound roast, so ours cooked for about 3 hours. You let it set with the lid for about 10 minutes or so to let kind of the juices seep in and let the meat rest. After the meat's finished cooking and you've let it set for a while, I usually take the meat onto a plate so it's easier to slice. After you've sliced your roast, you can just add some carrots and your onions and your celery and even some garlic if you want to your plate, and then a couple slices of roast and you're good to go. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial on how to cook a roast with Creative Carnivores.